Yo, what's up guys, it's Oxy here. In this video, I'm going to be doing a short guide on evilness gain and just a guide on how to play killer more in dive depth, because you know everyone loves playing killer. This one's going to be a bit more in-depth than the last one that I did, which was kind of just something I threw together in like 10 minutes. This video is genuinely going to I'm going to try and teach as much as I can because I've been loving this new update a lot. So I'm going to jump into it immediately. Starting off, the most important thing you need to do before anything is you need to pick the right deck. This is very important. If you pick the wrong deck, you're not going to gain any evilness. There's a lot of abilities that are just miles ahead of other ones in terms of evilness gain. So first, I'll showcase some games to you guys and explain my thought process through things, and at the end of the video, I'll do a tier list of every single ability in the game and which ones you should pick and why. Alright, so here we're loading in, and out of these three decks, it is very obvious which one you should be picking. It is the deck 1 with the revolver and the adrenaline. Why, you might ask? Because you need to consider these three things when it comes to abilities. The three things you need to consider are the quest, the convenience, and the evilness of the ability. The quest is self-explanatory. It is a task on the top right, and how easy it is to finish and how much you're rewarded for completing it. Convenience is basically how easy it is to utilize your ability. So say you have taunt, I say that's a pretty easy to utilize ability. A lot of killers have different times where they have end lag, and a lot of killers, you know, when they're chasing other survivors, you can just hop in and pop it quickly. You know, that's a really convenient ability. As opposed to something like, I'm trying to think over the top of my head here, something like Banana Peel. A lot of killers will not walk into Banana Peels because it's pretty obvious you're launching it, and if it's on the ground, don't count on the killer to walk in it. And the last one is evilness. Just how much evilness do you get for landing your ability? Something like Banana Peel I think gives you 0.25, as opposed to something like Punch, which gives you a whopping 0.7 evilness, which is their levels to this, man. Alright, so now that you've picked your deck, I'm going to show you some gameplay of what you should be doing in every dive death game to maximize your evilness gain, and it's essentially just spamming your abilities. You know, it's literally just playing the game. Like, just play the game and you get a lot of evilness. If you have adrenaline, which is a very, very good evilness generator, you can almost get 1 evilness per use, essentially, if you run through your team and also start adrenaline near the killer. You know, just every time is off cooldown, go near the killer, press adrenaline, run through your team, and make sure by the time your adrenaline ends, you're away from the killer, and that's, you know, that's a lot of malice you get. In this game, you can see I got 2 garbage decks for generating malice. Do not pick Boogle under any circumstances. Punch and Pie is obviously just the best option here, so we're going to take that. And I'm going to show you how to play with Pie, because a lot of people they struggle with aiming it, and like just hitting the killer with it is actually very easy once you get the hang of it though. Here I'm looking for another Pie, obviously. You know, he's kind of moving erratically left to right, but you see now the second my teammate runs towards me, that's a pretty good opening to just Pie the killer when he's chasing into me. It's very easy to land if you just tap it and then throw it instantly. Never hold down the Pie. Like, don't fully charge it. You're not hitting anything if you fully charge it. I'm actually going to let the rest of the clip play here, because you'll see by the end of this game, I've generated a huge amount of malice. And a big part of that is because the Punch the Killer quest gives you a whopping 2 evilness. Also, if I ever say malice, just, you know it's evilness. Yeah, I'm Forsaken brained. So yeah, there's a huge amount of evilness you get from completing the Punch quest. And Pie is a very spammable ability, so if you know how to hit your Pies, that's just 0.3, 0.3, 0.3, 0.3. It racks up really quickly. I feel like Punch and Pie are one of like the best just evilness generating combos in the game. Alright, I'm going to be showcasing another game here to show that sometimes you're just unlucky. You know, sometimes your decks just do not want you to get Malice. Boogle and Adrenaline's not terrible, but I still opt to pick Banana Peel and Revolver because Boogle genuinely just generates no Malice. Like, it gives you 0.2 per use, which is absolutely horrible. It has a very long cooldown. It is just not worth it. I thought I can test my luck with Banana Peel this round. And Revolver is a pretty reliable one, 0.4 every 30 seconds. You know, it's not even that good, but, you know, being able to shoot the killer, it boosts the team's survival rate, which, yet again, if you do survive a round, you do get 0.5, so if you can, try your best to survive the round, but that doesn't mean sit in a corner and don't use your abilities. Yeah, you'll see this game, the killer just doesn't walk into my Banana Peels, like, to actually get value out of them. The killer will actually rather walk into the Banana Peels whenever they have their force field, which is, like, great. I don't really care. You know, as long as I'm getting the Malice, right? It is not helping the team, but, you know, if... you know, it's fine. I'm completing the quest. But it just goes to show that Banana Peel is generally just a really hard... like, you need to get the killer to slip on your Banana Peel 4 times for the quest. It's hard to complete it, and it's hard to actually get value out of Banana most of the time. Alright, another game on Augury, and it's just very obvious what deck to take here. It's just Punch and Caretaker. The other two are absolutely garbage. Flashlight barely gives any evilness for the record, and I don't even remember what the other one was. Let me just look back real quick in the recording. Bonus Pad is not terrible, but Cloak is also a really, really bad one. Only gives you 0.2 per use. So, like, Punch and Caretaker just miles ahead of them once again. Caretakers are a little bit difficult sometimes to complete because you can't always count on your teammates or group all together. Sometimes you just gotta opt in to just heal one at a time, which it feels bad to do, but you know, you gotta get healed somehow. You gotta heal the teams in some way or form. And this, you know, this is what I'm saying is, like, don't wait for the perfect moment to come because, you know, sometimes it just never comes. So just use your abilities. So. And not really a lot going on this game. You can just watch it. Now, another thing that gives you Malice since the new update is the special game modes. So if you win Die Nation, Fry Bomber, or Golf, you'll get evilness throughout the round, and extra evilness if you manage to win. For Die Nation, it is 5 evilness, which is a huge amount. Like, you should try to win Die Nation. Unfortunately, the way you do win Die Nation is literally just not interacting with the other killers. Just sit on the end of the map and try to, like, not fight anybody until the very end. If you're playing Harkin, it's typically just a free win. If you've held out long enough and you have reached overtime and you have more health than the other killer, you're pretty much guaranteed to win. I do not know why Dive Death chose this as, like, the overtime condition. I personally think they would have made it, or they should have made it, to where the killer that has dealt the least damage to other killers begin to take damage, because that makes more sense, because this lowest health killer will slowly take damage basically says, hey, if you've done the fighting, you're going to die. So yeah, this should be a free win for you if you're playing Harkin and you've kept your health bar up. Now, something you should note is that in Fry Bomber, you do get evilness every time you get past the Fry Bomb. So something you could end up doing is just go beside the guy with the hot potato and just pass it back and forth to somebody and hopefully get rid of it before you blow up, because you still do get extra evilness for winning. I think it's 2.3 evilness. So that is something to keep in mind. I don't know why you get evilness for getting the bomb. It's like, hey, if you play bad, you get evilness. it'd probably make a bit more sense to get evilness when you pass the bomb to someone, and maybe extra evilness if the person you pass the bomb to blows up with the bomb. But I'm not a game dev, so what do I know? Alright guys, you've reached the part of the video, if you're still here, where Oxy has gotten tired of talking. So I'm gonna wrap this video up by just ranking every ability on the tier list. So I'm gonna explain myself a little bit here, but if you follow this tier list and choose the decks that have these cards in it, you're pretty much all set. You're gonna be playing killer a lot more than before. Alright guys, so we got the tier list pulled up here, and let's just start ranking them. I'll give a brief explanation on some of them if there needs to be. And we're going to start off with Banana Peel. This is the easy meh. It's a bit hard to fulfill the quest, which is to hit the killer 4 times with it, but it's not as bad. It's not the worst thing, but try and avoid it if you can. Taunt is pretty good. Actually no, I'd say it's always. Taunt is really easy to hit, and all you need to do is not get hit while, like, right after you taunt the killer. And if you have a team, they should, like, be protecting you when you successfully taunt the killer, and you should be positioning yourself in a way where you don't get hit. I think this gives like 0.55 every 40 seconds is really good. Block is... Ooh, this is gonna be the first extra rule we're adding. So I'm gonna add a rule above, and this is gonna be like, it's really skill based, honestly. Skill based. If you're good with block, then is usually pretty good. But the issue is, block has a quest where you need to block an attack near a teammate, which requires the killer needs to cooperate. The killer needs to say, hey, I'm gonna hit this guy, and you know, you better jump in the way. And if you mess that up, well, block is really easy to just die on. Like, if you miss your block, you're taking a bunch of damage, and if you don't have a caretaker, so I wouldn't even say it's skill based. It's like sometimes good. Yeah, it's just sometimes good. But pick it if you have the flashlight, which I'm gonna find flashlight right here. Yeah, flashlight. Flashlight is a pick with block. If you get these two together, you can play very, very like aggressively on the killer, because even if you miss your block, you can always heal with your flashlight. So if you have these two together, unless you have something like punch, which is like always take, like just take these two. This is like a really reliable survivalist, but you're also supporting your team, obviously. But this is like a mostly survivalist tank build where you're just taking a bunch of damage and healing it back up. Bonus pad, ooh, it's like, yeah, I'll give bonus pad like, okay, it's definitely better than banana though. So it's meh because yes, you need your teammates to step on it, which is relatively easy to accomplish. But overall, you're not getting too much per place down. I think I could move it to like right below block, because you could get like 0.4 per place. But actually no, it is good. It's good. The only issue is you have no way to defend yourself. So if the killer chooses to chase you, you're kind of screwed. Because you can't use this mid chase. So yeah. Adrenaline is always pick. It's like, if I were to rank it, like probably this. Adrenaline, run through your team. You're getting like 1 evilness per use sometimes. The only issue with adrenaline is you need to pay attention to how the killer reacts to you using adrenaline. Because if the killer ignores you, well, that's just free, you know? You run next to the killer, you pop adrenaline, and you run away. Right, but if you go next to the killer when you're the only one next to the killer, popping adrenaline is not a good idea, because they're going to chase you, and 1, you're not getting the 0.3 from escaping the killer, and 2, you're losing half your health bar. And if your team does not save you, well, you're just dead. So yeah. Boogle up next. I put this below. They're kind of interchangeable. I'd say they're about the same. Boogle is meh. It's a very, very good perk or skill if you want to like actually help the team. But Boogle gives you like no evilness per use. And it also just makes you highly vulnerable to dying, which are 2 things that you don't want to happen if you want evilness. If It runs on like a 40-second cooldown, which has to be the case because the ability is really good, but it's just not that rewarding to use overall. The quest also requires you to buff like 10 teammates, which is like, no, your team is not going to be entirely clumped up. Like, this is at least like 120 seconds of Boogle usage, like waiting for the cooldown to stop or to refresh yourself in order to fulfill that. So sometimes the games won't even last that long. Caretaker, I'm gonna put it in like pretty good, honestly. No, actually no, it's sometimes good. It's team dependent. I'm putting it actually below bonus pad because if you get your team to clump up, it's easily better. But if they don't, like you're healing one person at a time, is really slow. You're getting 0.2, 0.2, 0.2. It's horrible. The quest to complete it is also rather takes a while. But yeah, if they all group together, it's easy. If you tell your team to, hey, come to me, everyone, we're gonna heal. That is really good. Cloak is below Boogle. It's meh. Mainly because this literally does nothing for your team. Which, like, if you have your teammates around, you have more opportunities to gain evilness, honestly. But it gives you 0.2 per use, and the quest is meh. But overall, it just does nothing. It's just not. It's a nothing burger ability. It's nothing burger. Pick it if you have to. Like if you have cloak with block, like or not block, cloak with punch, like obviously pick it. Cloak with adrenaline, take it. But like if you have like cloak with flashlight, like no, there's no way this is like the best thing you have. Revolver is pretty good. This is going to be the first pretty good here. Revolver is just all reliable. 0.4 every 30 seconds. If you hit your shots, and it's really easy to land your shots. Killers have a lot of abilities where they have to stand still. You can shoot the killer when they're already stunned by another ability. Like, you know, you can taunt revolver them like I did in the video. Like, that's a lot of malice you gain at once. Pretty good ability. Just a good all-rounder. Up next, we have Dash. Now, these two are no. These two are just absolutely horrible. Hot Dog, you do not ever want to take Hot Dog. Hot Dog's like task or quest, it is so bad. You need to pop Hot Dog when you're below 50% HP. Like, what? Like, if you're okay, just never take this, man. Dash is also just doesn't give you evilness on use. Same with Hot Dog. Like, why do you not get evilness when you drop kick the killer? You only get points. Yeah, these are just never take these. Never take these. All right, Pie. I'm gonna put this in pretty good below Revolver. Its cooldown is 15 seconds. That is nuts. So you can just be minigunning them pies, but you have to make sure you know how to hit them, which is why it's not higher. If you know how to land your pies, it is really, really good. But, you know, most people, they're gonna just whiff them. Just, you know, just don't charge them fully. Reroll, I'm gonna put it like... I'll put it here. I think reroll's fine. Like, reroll is quite literally just everything. So, you know, you can just get any of these. So I hope you get these. But reroll's quest is really easy to do. If you get Caretaker as reroll, you can just heal your teammates that are already full HP, and you get the quest immediately done. So reroll is basically like guaranteed quest completion. But if you like reroll into like block, I don't recommend holding it for too long. Just try and get a block out and just get another reroll. Like, the value you get out of reroll significantly increases the more times you manage to actually reroll. So yeah, this is my tier list overall. You want to always be trying to get the ones on the top and minimizing the amount of things on the bottom. Flashlight, you generally only want to pick with block. If you get both of them, it's really, really good. But yeah, just rank on every round start, take a look at your skills, take a look at this list, and just use the ones that are closer near the top. Use the decks that have more of these. Alright, that's gonna be it for the video, guys. See you later. Thanks for watching. Bye.